Hey, what is it, mortals? It is TheLuckyDerp here with a new video for you. In this video, we'll learn about Kaworu Nagisa from the Neon Genesis Evangelion anime. Just wanted to greet you guys by saying sit back and relax. You're in for a treat. So let's get started. We're going to go over Kaworu Nagisa, a very important and complex character from Neon Genesis Evangelion. He's first seen in the anime after Asuka's synchronization rate with Unit 2 begins failing, and Seal sends Kaworu to NERV as a replacement pilot. After the battle with Armisil, Shinji is distressed due to everyone evacuating the city. Asuka having a mental breakdown and being in the hospital, and Rei suffering amnesia. Kaworu approaches and attempts to confront Shinji, while also being vague about how he knows who he is. Later, Kaworu follows Shinji to a NERV bathroom and they open up to each other a little bit more. Kaworu tells Shinji he loves him and was born to meet him, which confuses the latter, and he ends up going to Kaworu's apartment for the night, scared of facing Misato. While lying down, the two talk about Shinji's past and his feelings towards other people. Shinji tells Kaworu that he hates his father, but not other people. After saying this, he wonders why he was able to open up to Kaworu this much. At NERV, the staff becomes suspicious of Kaworu's ability to have a high synchronization rate with Unit 2. When Misato spies on Kaworu through a pair of binoculars, he turns his head and looks directly at her, even though he shouldn't have been able to see her from that distance. Misato and Hyuga do some investigation to find out that Kaworu can set his synchronization rate to whatever he wants. An alert is sent out that Unit 2 is active without a pilot, and that someone is descending to Terminal Dogma to reach Adam. It becomes apparent that Kaworu is the one going to Adam, and he's identified as the 17th and final angel. Seal had actually sent him to start the third impact and begin instrumentality. Shinji is sent to pursue Kaworu in Unit 1, but Kaworu manipulates Unit 2 remotely, causing the two Evas to battle. Despite Asuka not being inside of Unit 2, Shinji's attacks on it affect her remotely. When Kaworu reaches the bottom, he discovers that the crucified giant is not Adam, but instead Lilith. After Shinji defeats Unit 2, he catches up to Kaworu and grasps him in the Eva's hands. He tells him that he feels hurt and betrayed since Kaworu lied about his identity after becoming close to him. Kaworu tells him that his life is complete after meeting Shinji and requests to be killed by him, saying that the only freedom he'll have is to choose how to die. If he completes his goal, Shinji's life will end, and he doesn't want that or the end of humanity. After Shinji's quiet for a moment of silence, he kills Kaworu by squeezing his body, making his head come off and fall into the LCL. Despite dying in the main show, Kaworu appears again in the end of Evangelion. Mass production Evangelion unit dummy plugs are marked as Kaworu, implying that Seal had several Kaworu clones, similar to how NERV had Rei clones. When the human instrumentality project is being initiated, Shinji comes face to face with a giant Lilith/Rei, and is terrified by it. It transforms into Kaworu to calm him down. He appears again when Gendo is confronted by Yui, who accuses him of running away from everything before getting hurt. Gendo is then killed by an operation of Unit 1. Kaworu and Rei later appear again to Shinji, asking him for the future of humanity, and if he wants to accept instrumentality or not. Shinji tells him that he wants to return to reality, because he knows his feelings are real and his own. Kaworu also appears in the Rebuild Evangelion, but since that series differentiates from the original, it would classify as a different story. Kaworu is classified as an angel, being a seed of life inhabiting a human body. Because of this, he is the 17th angel, Tabris, and the 5th child, but he does not consider himself human and refers to them as Lilin. Unlike the angels before him, there is no physical difference between him and other humans, other than his red eyes and pale skin, and light hair. He's considered the angel of free will, and despite being sent to NERV by Seal for their purposes, he interacts with Shinji of his own accord. His body was created after the contact experiment, where DNA from an unknown human fused with Adam's flesh, creating Kaworu, during the second impact. It is also implied that Seal discovered Adam's disembodied soul from its embryonic form in Antarctica, and was placed into Kaworu's body. Technically, he is the first and last angel. Kaworu's appearance is of a young teen boy with a lean and feminine frame. He has very pale skin, long white hair, and red eyes. He generally wears white button-up shirts and dark jeans and white sneakers. His plug suit is all black and blue with red on the bottom of his shoes. He's also a very polite character and has an appreciation for mankind due to their ability to persist despite all of the despair and hopelessness they come across. He admires humanity for this and considers Shinji to be a prime example of the voice of humanity. He also appreciates music, calling it mankind's crowning achievement. During his first appearance and his descent to Terminal Dogma, he hums the fourth movement of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. This song adapts Friedrich Schiller's poem to Ode to Joy, which is about the unity of Mem under God. The moment he opens the door to Terminal Dogma, he hums the line, "And the cherub, or angel, stands before God." According to the creator, Kaworu was designed to be the perfect human being in Shinji's eyes. He has the best skills out of all the pilots, is kind, good-looking, intelligent, and has extreme empathy for others. Due to this and his actions towards Shinji, there is a romantic subtext between them. However, the fact that Kaworu is an angel blurs the line of their relationship. In the manga, Kaworu is quite a bit of a different person. Instead of being sincere and curious, he's more cynical and cold, staying ignorant on how humans interact with each other. He appears much sooner in the story, before meeting Shinji, where he is shown with Seal. When he's interrogated by them, he tells them that he finds human emotions and their attachment to other people or things fascinating. When Shinji meets him for the first time, Kaworu is playing the piano in the ruins of the church. He's playing the song Ode to Joy, and asks Shinji if he knows what song it is. One of the biggest changes from the anime is that Shinji does not like Kaworu at all when they meet, and actively goes to the lengths to avoid him. Kaworu shows that he isn't human by killing a stray kitten that had been following Shinji, and doesn't understand why Shinji is upset about it. In Kaworu's mind, it makes more the sense to kill it rather than let it starve to death. Because of this mindset, Kaworu reminds Shinji very heavily of Rei and her lack of emotions in her initial appearance. Kensuke witnesses Shinji and Kaworu arguing, feeling creeped out by how inhuman Kaworu came off. When Kaworu arrives at NERV, he's the one to tell Asuka she needs to open her heart to the Eva in order to pilot, rather than Rei in the anime. He later co-pilots Unit 2 with Rei against the Angel Armicile. During the battle, he connects with Rei and feels her love for Shinji, which distresses Kaworu, pushing him to tears. After the battle, Kaworu says Rei was a fool, causing Shinji to almost punch him. Despite their rocky relationship, Shinji still spends the night at Kaworu's apartment, rather than going home to Misato. His reason is that it would be better to be around someone with no emotions, rather than be someone who would cry over Rei's death. Shinji still shares half of the bed with Kaworu in his panic attack in the middle of the night, making him hyperventilate. Kaworu uses this as a chance to perform CPR, claiming that there was no paper bags or used nearby. When Shinji realizes that Kaworu did, he becomes disgusted and angered. Kaworu asks Shinji if he felt connected to Rei and loved her, while trying to advance on him physically. This drives Shinji out of the apartment, where he finds out that Rei is still alive. This news upsets Kaworu. The story plays out similar to the anime at this point, but Kaworu persuades Shinji to kill him, to show him what he really thinks of Kaworu. Shinji remembers the kitten that was killed and imagines strangling him for killing it, at the place they were in at that time. This leads to Kaworu's death, by Shinji's hand. Needless to say, the manga version of Kaworu is nothing like the anime version. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in this information thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now there are a few more things I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, if you're in the mood for some great storytelling, We the Celestials has got you covered. Our We the Celestials, My Hero Academia, and Naruto What If channels retell the story of their namesake anime with a twist. Check it out if you're interested. I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details can be found in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, then I'd like to extend an invitation to join the team. The only caveat being is we only accept members 16 years and up to join our crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interest by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video, so thank you all for watching and have a great day.